ayo ametenda mwaka huu. Praise the name of Jesus. Sasa nakukaribisha mtazamaji mahali popote ulipo, rafiki, jamii, kanisa lote, tarehe 24 usiku tutaanza ibada yetu hapa ya shukrani. Umekaribishwa mama, umekaribishwa mzee, umekaribishwa kijana, umekaribishwa. Tumshukuru. A Thanksgiving service from Ndizi TV and the fans and everyone. May God bless you. Bwana akubariki.
Nakumbuka siku ile nilipopelekwa shule. Nililia kwa kelele.
Lois Academy Kisii, Ejere Milimani, Angena Milimani SDA, Neskuru Yekerero Yoboruso, Ibuata Aborokia Vegiribuya, Ire Asato Erero, Aborokiwa Bagosomera, Nigobuete Chigari Chobo Sombi, Asebaliba Kurwale, Amache Yuweshibia, Nabuigo Konywa, Chinyomba Chakebara, Chinchenu Kigima, Ribagarisa ine, Yaborokiwa Kosoria, Negukini Wabiabo, Mbabuate Abarindi Aseskuru yo. Nabuigo Nkurwa bali echai ya sanne na lunch kubwati bali omurubyo CBC ayerera bwango onyorori bakasi skuruyo omwano abigati yabali yabake bakonyora migiryo yibrenko bigoro.
Hi everyone, my name is Victor Makoli, head teacher Lois Academy. In this school, we offer quality education and nurture learners' talents. In fact, this is home away from home. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Welcome all.
Nabukuba kiresimi asinamba enoti isano na ibere mara kabiri isano na isato isano na ibere ayemo gose enoti isano na ibere isato ibere ayeme noti. Lois Academy Kisii. Knowledge is power. Ndizi TV, Ubwansu, Gusii.
Mbiyama nono mwanchu muriro Ndizi TV na ndando nsia sobe na ndigo tuikira sekinga sekiriye tukio mwerio kiri tukulia ramisi bajidari kemerongebere nemo mutinyi kubina kabere mwagujirwe nemerongebere nesoto budabotambere tukulia ramisi wakiringo ikabare ase studio twagenda asense meri y'obwansweri chiko twaramanya ngakiri chiko ligo kwana asense Kenya kyara Kenya nense ikorawa neri chiko wakiri kira sister simambia boniga tajo kwanda mange litikulia lero asense mo tajo komolekera obwansweri chiko asimambia yaboniga twemanyiri chiko ninkiri yo kwana ngochiri mamjeri chikeli ande ningo origeretie goseri chikeli ngori kunare gosingi gera korwa ichiko ndibuno tobwatie mbako mwerio Ndizi TV News Digital inasema ya Facebook, inasema ya YouTube, Ndizi TV News. Onya chinga kia sense ya X at Ndizi TV News. Ikanega likiao, osiribuliao, ngwetera se namba ya 0792192834 na namba ya studio asima byabona. Muna botambe cyo shouta era kone kuri mu video gochire ase amariyo ya monechi bicha wetera sense ende ye studio. Ote ato kwaliga ntobe naye go ikomo eli biro bitu byachara de mono igende alion store akole ania sara tonje tokore asima byabona. Yange wakiribaga ara tukwani kya ntora ronera e weekend ma karoko mwaligani goja studio. Kabisa na
ya mono moralia. Hilary Ongori Tom, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, oyoko ba mono inubotambe sege pindi ekega kyo bwansweli chiko aiga Ndizi TV. Eyoro bwansu mo Gusii karibu sege pindi. Mbia mono.
Asante na oyi wakili Hilary Ongori Tom ekarasoire ase studio bono mambia ekatojo kwanda amange se mambia bana wakili meto siro koro mwaka matuka tuteredi komi no gosemeli abatuterede atano iga na yanda teredi komi to koro mwaka no gosemeli nyasa otwanjira tokole umwaka kibwe bange to koro mwaka ge
amonene no mubui onige tutagete gotebi nyasa ngambia mono actually abantu nabange bachage to mwaka oyo naenda abututari nabo no na matuka ya makati gaire omurigerio Ndizi TV no muraria bone igane ngaki yoko butambe bunere naro yo Gusii gose naro ya bakenya ene ngaki yoko bond ne family okogenda kurigereria nkaga ari ngaki abantu bairane nkapa kwana ni bashereka asemejege igaye Christmas no mwaka omoya igone ngaki eganiria abantu bairende bakanyeke bakero monne mbia mono njebuna mono nkonyerira as a way of thanksgiving ekiagara bono nyasaye tole ndro mwaka omogima otubwerera makongu au mwaka omogima na ande twikira seke ngese kyo mwere kyo mwaka igoni goturaji gotsaba nyasaye nga nyasaye tigatutamboki na anda tuanjire onyokorra ngambuya anda atolera mabira amabebe Abagusii bagoteba atoe na ando mwaka onde oyutogota mubogima
Pia sana igoti Kenya saa tuanjiri torore na ngakito kurumwa kumete wakire to kwana igo mwaka tuachiro mwaka yomo na hande kumajiri korekana na bono abara imbaso ete asi umwaka yomo airire obisi ego mutwa murekera mono aba MCA no na bagabana no nyina abachumbe igo turarigiri na bwango yomete ntu na bariki bamangana ntu abatu mugabana Paulo Simbarat naino yomo we county ya Kisii buno mwaki kura ose buno momenyi bwenseme yo twatwarte gabana agarado debya berata tu igorali akodi na ndali Robert Richiko na kira kwane na buna nyanda kwa pati to karori nkwana yomo gabana mbia mono murali asili boli elio omo gabana His Excellency Paul Simbarati na tuarete ya conference na baralia abo bekorwe bitaseni ao bya Bagusii elio mono gochikomanyia Gusii aso mwaka yo moerire ngasi kya kolire merobeli kya bwate nemmechando ne challenges inchiro kya rolire na ende plan ya ene relie semi yake yo kolete itigalete from a legal standpoint igo nchenda achiko pongezo mo governor for one ekarotu abwate the previous regime tindo chitima na bonda abe na renge kine enough but I don't think ngantu abwate any press conferences cho update mwana inchi nganki yakolete nkigenda igoni gonda chikotebanga ekine kyorokereria kia aso mugava na His Excellency Paul Simbarati ya set a precedent igendo tokora kabono bantu bagocha kotwara burayi bwa mutu bagochikorigereria na ende that precedent asetri ne ringa ki number 1 is a person who recognizes ngaki at the end of the day obo koleri na so mwananchi no mwananchi yo igana hata kirikonyora information iga karongo kirigire nchebuna omochanganuzi bwa mangana kikatiba number 1 ndachikulire article 10 of the constitution article 10 2C eko kwanira about one of the national values and principles of governance ekorokunga transparency transparency nilinga ki oburayi bore no bwasyoku omurayo gocha simuro baeresa ngankikere ngaina akorire ngaina ikeire challenges inchire chinanyorire mechanda bono bone ya pending bills naerete boronge nga mochado nga yokolete obeire achievements ya akorire nchirechi so from a legal standpoint and a constitutional standpoint nilinga ki one of the values national values and principles of governance governor His Excellency Paul Simbarati arokere nilinga ki he wants leadership yaje evenga ne leadership to transparent information ebe accessed na bananchi eyuga gutumika bakora komanyanga kyo burayi bakora eyu na ade gotoira article 35 of the constitution 1C go kwanira about access to information nga omonto ndebwensi omokenya ndebwensi nabwate right korua serikali go sasa abantu bako bakorera ba publicize na ko make information ever available about ibintu biri akoreira abantu igondo chenga this address His Excellency Paul Simbarati yakorete at one yakera soiro sobogambi is as an indication ngaki no muntu compliant ni Richiko na ando go follow the rule of law na ando tageta abantu bae bamanyenga ngikorete ngibakorete as regards to the contents of what akwanete nganki akorete gocha ekibono na kinenge tuturatigiro murigereria na erato tebinga ki access ngaki asamangana ali mugaba na akwanete ngaki akoreki akoru alebuya ose amagoso na aralia arakoreki aratware so but rendo mugaba na ero set represent ngaki I have given you information now you can look at the information and assess and weighing aki omugaba na chipoint ine ngora moe so mwako yiga kurua senkwana yae in all fairness kurua senkarance buno Ongori Hillary mo advocate na ende no momenyo Kisii County I can give him a fair 7.5 out of 10 se so mwako yo mutangania chake no sembari ngoro no yusina bara perbe ingoto devena wakiri omo governor wa county ya Kisii Paul Simbarati ko kwana na bari kiba mangana ausinyo bachuburali ikine kero kerikia una metena bo na bari kwanga
baba nambali ngaba ajira ba address their people about nkibakol abakesan. So is leading by example. Let that information never be available. Elindo mo menyo Kisii County as a sibuek. One on tuli go access people have an opportunity now to interrogate. Even to be mo governor akorek akwan. Mo governor voluntary yo letter tebring aki aya na akorek na araya challenges that I've experienced that 1 2 3. Now it's upon the people abanyana bali ring aki mo governor yo iga mangana aya resri. Ngakitoko yatuka go chime ngakitoko better oburaibu mugambi simbarati elinde at the end of the day service delivery etoka somo monto Kisii County mbia mono
uyesano manju muri ndisi myo to kwanna igoro yo bwansu Richiko garo wakili atwerera bodo tebina karo mugabana we county ya Kisii arua enkamba yagose anjira baligo mangana bakamubule maswali ya beratato nina nigo ere buyane osinige bwatanete ne Richiko riese yitu ya Kenya ero moire 7.5% ayerende ire ngoko mwa kubatikana na kebokorerwa bwa beire omwaka mugabana boto tubero jumbe yae tariga bantu kwa kere kusinda bo lakini naboko tebana airenga kwa mwe no mwa siro bado njira bongo somana kwa mwe siro na rongeri
7.5 as a mitali percentage 7.5 as a 10 onye twale ko bange scale yale ko 10 is the highest njira moire 7.5 it's not a percentage
7.5 asiko gobono yeta ikega kore ikomi asiko kone na to tumere ekanenge kya go soro jina kone no mugabana we county Kisii borusi bad na arua engambo ya yana bali ko ire ngoko mwa asiko tobegere asikomi wakiro moire 7.5 asikomi na ire ngoko mwa katukonya kugendera na mangana Richiko asema mbione wakiro tutaraenda torire ligoro ya tirma ke baraiba komeki asinsi ya Kenya mamijane Richiko sabandu bachimeki fabari tujarigeri lakini ringana ndiro engasiga sidiri tukuria lero okorana amangana bono na hande libera ya tindire igoro yengwana ya Bob France anyaraka okwana igora LGBTQ na tebale nena eros sinidi musaja no musaja kibara bara jikunywa mana usomo kuno mokungu bara jikunywa mana lakini dini ya Kiislamu imekasi wilingani na bishop basoke babole batena haya Bob France no nyukwane ndi otali ya teginde kyoko baba ando nyurene kigambero liri ngia kwane da mangana yegenteke bagatika Kenya hanging sana wananya titunga yegenteke nkira kwanere nani make ya Bob France kurwase edini Catholic
let us litangane tutangane lego kwanira igoro ya the highest court of the land the Supreme Court nkie go kwana igoro ya mangana LGBTQ that judgment ya kora umwako yo igekero gochiko chaka I think it was around February tebetenga abantu bali bagotwara obu amatebo musacha no musacha gusomo kungu no mukungu kikatiba under article 45 ekotenga ki every person has a right to marry a person of the opposite sex ine katiba yaito but bono what the case kiarenge before the Supreme Court abantu abani go bata ita register kyom organization Supreme Court kamanya go find a ruling that these people mbabwate obosibole bwo associate igona endo ko batanga ko register kyombe kyabo is discriminatory kyagara they are a right to associate yine ngana decision ya Supreme Court ya reta ta mangana atari make sababu ekarobona bakotebanga the Supreme Court ekotebanga they have a right to associate tebuana retie sababu utageto twebori onye bantu obwate right to associate if you are purporting to do an illegality totebe ko sina abaibi Armed Robbers Association turataka ko register Armed Robbers Association nebe te ko nyalika so kuna chokugo Supreme Court ko kamochi kwa sana lakini naenda bona karoko nyora the pop ago tebanga bless those unions those I would say from my own standpoint is a very unfortunate remarks sababu edini partly naenda kurukule bona bono Kenya is a very religious country abantu bararoroni ngo babwatetie edini mono naende even as bakubwate edini ekerobono konyora baraibe edini bali at the highest point bagotebanga ki we support these things imbibwate even let us now assume ngaki Biblia kero mondo ne Biblia ko there is no foundation ye Biblia igoro ya mangana ya enyuoma ibukorete ko associations chia same sex marriages naenda abaislam na baruno bako mochigenteki egenteki from all the times unankora ateba na ande nage kwane none se show yeito ya obwansu Richiko even we have ntobwa even something backing from nature itself ntulikonyoranga ki abanyama barabunko nyorori bagotaka ku associate of the same gender if we don't have this thing as a nature ngakiara se muanya bantu ekonyare kana ngabono ngantu taete kwala ebi engane ngabuneyo echikorro kana ngaki no botantanu bwaretiru nengane yiga ya same sex marriages eyuwe gane iri ko gikerigwa na enda as it stands by the constitution ya boniga it is an offense it is wrong for them to associate
wakiro to koraiga mundararo challenge te kana cheto egedoro nyokwana ngane ante ina ekoma chikoragana ewikiri mwa kwana the adoption yo mwana amatena lijigana ryo kigwanje no musaja adabuti umwana ari abere nabona basana bajugo twara nabako majiko ba musaja no musaja banywa maine adabuti mwana umuntu yaganjare nyizana
na kwane tega iga naende naboko lire even in our record it is on record as kipindi kilitu abwatiki adoption tukatebanga one of the grounds chigo ta allow an application for adoption is for a person, an applicant who practice homosexuality. That one is in the law. So it cannot meaning about adoption ngeko chakabala odia sawa saja ngamba ba allowed bono go adopt ya bana ngaki ngabono nje na Brighton into bwato bwamate ngatoka ndo make application to adopt yo mwana Richiko ndi kwa allow kiara one of the grounds chigo decline kwa allow application ya adoption is where one of the persons or the joint applicants by adoption bago practice homosexuality. It cannot be allowed.
Yo sana ine ngwana itu ya kabere asimambi abani tote na lele to kwenda topic by topic mase yamo ntuko specific topic lele to taka kwana ano medo no musimu ya Christmas wone to kwana topic by topic generally ende to magora la kito sko jibo simo wana wakili to alina achi max njire jigo kwana asinsi itu ya Kenya abantu bande bo sana bande badana bagosera di gobogima andora no muraibu ense we Dr. William Mtona atabuna eswodia itu ya kwa pichwa tariyo Kenya chingini aba Kenya bande batwa robo ba igoro yingani nakiko ye kwana wakili ko kwana limax ejirina Richiko ngiri ko kwana igoro ya limax jiko meko
mbiya mono na endo mulili on Ndizi TV mbiya ko mulili on Ndizi TV ya background elinda manyenga ekarato ko kwanira about this remarks chief president about the sword ngayengane ya cha agrete na ndo musingyo enoruri on the 16th of December mo tienyo igatole the president warenge mosocho asaje to attend the function yogo changire kanisa abo asechinkwana akora aroro ateba ngaki abantu bali bare sekigambiro bagwetere sekigambiro go challenge the housing mangana housing levy ngodili yale nabo naende ni ga ateba nga those are enemies of the republic ekara ateba nga those are enemies of the republic akamanya komek remarks ichibono chiaretiro botantanu ande chiaretiro obwo bonene ekiagara ga koriro koteba nga abantu abo ba ko challenge government gwetera sebi na se court igoro ya housing levy ngodili yale nabo naenda agakoriro koteba nga ki omoyoyo na etuliri na koriro inauguration talio bwo Kenya chingeni talio bwo Kenya chingeni igeka chikororokana nga abantu bali ba begete bina se court bunabone kina tubwata ki housing levy led by petitions chire by LSK na ukia umtata ngaigo abantu abungo chiare ko ba Kenya gosaji ko batoli no muyoyo. Those are very unfortunate remarks coming from the president na ende karokoli the president historically buna gasa so bugambi remarks ya komek akotaka kwa apia is above the law ekara tebete mambo ni matatu bono is now saying aki na ende ngo cyari gutumye umuyuri wo karaki kuruania abantu bali bako karaki bako pinga serikali
umuntu gwandari igoro
umuntu ngo iraro umuntu igoro maybe njira ya moyo ko iro umuntu igoro no gwetero so moyoyo but let us also examine engana yo moyoyo iga eswodi yiga and actually the inauguration and what sword moyoyo minete kare president yakwa gomoyo. When the president was inaugurated ekara etubono ngabo irubo gambi ebintu mbiro tokoroka nga tools of power na ande binte bikoru kisheria egenta etu gitangani ande biko in a particular sequence egenta etu gitangani is the constitution
Richiko
ekatiba boli na rabete ande over ekara etu katiba egento yakabera etu neso sword why omoligerio utakerwe boli ngaki nke binte byare koru in that sequence egente gitangani etu ne katiba ekatiba to guide his actions ekatiba to know ngaki that office no ene president ye occupy is a office created by the constitution na ende kiende yonsi ara akore kerau osekebe under the constitution the sword ekara ko sword after the constitution a sword is to protect the rule of law a sword ne yokolende katiba na kibikobera bikobe kurwama
tariko na Jesu kuma
kisheria no kolende kisheria eswode no kolende katiba nebinto biro ningo bikoru symbolically symbolism ngalinga ki yani nga buneke oro kelinga ki nkigego chakura umurayo yoiga asoburaibwa bwaye katiba number 2 sword to protect the what the constitution
okire karanda tega karongora kuna jasini no hane kara umuraibu ensago soya osino karando ago soya ango soya in the name of the sword body
Tali go swear in the name of the sword. I swear to protect the constitution. Constitution. Ekeroko nyora ai mogetie buku. Akaroko mukio kabako ebuku iga no kabako ko iga. On the left hand side.
Constitution.
A constitution nera ko bekeroko okoboko. Igo you are swearing by the name of the Lord. Or you are recognizing that we are people led to ajira netengo monene rogotora na ende gento kendo oko swear to protect and you hold the constitution. You are swearing to uphold and protect this constitution.
Not the sword.
Not the sword. Yoko tiana toliko agwe sword. But na endo liga okio mutata na akwanete nkwana gete eyu na arato kuchikoranga bono actually it is a fulfillment of prophecy. Ekiagara when the president was sworn in okio mutata made remarks in one of our leading televisions akatebanga ki nga kibono na arori president yakoraiga ekera egwe constitution anyibe kabwango gochiensemo Kwarol ekiara constitution era yetu ntangani anye buga to nyebeka go chensa tanyi regreti no enkabe lakini kara yetu moyu anyu imogeti go nkia tagete korokya okio mutata aga suspecting aki nebe go sengo moja moyo omoyu no ra ko value mono ko bueka tibe
so okio mutata na
aroje gente lakini at that time when okio mutata was making those remarks akatebanga tigatobe no ko semelinga na chabu ati kati lakini toro jinende ochagire goteba moyu tali uko na changeni
kero wakirito kwana nelina ebono ekadorigire tiga chiko kimura ibensa kubuna ekara kwana igoro ya moito sword daribo kenyeskum
one of the things yakobuna is gendo tokoro rule of law. One of the principles of governance rule of law ne linga ki kero montare inse Richiko ekero okotebi that is a threat a direct threat or an concealed threat towards the judiciary na abantu bali bagwapia before the judiciary because the remarks were very clear abantu bali baga aste go mpinga se koti ya samangana ya housing levy omoyo tali boko koraki boko na Jesu kuma I will deal with them. They are the enemies of the republic. Meaning that is a threat to the independence of the judiciary. It is a threat to the litigants before the court. Ekwabo linga ki nkiakobuna. Noroche. Ekero omonto ndebwensi mwananchi ondebwensi na bwati right to challenge government actions through legal actions chire in place chire create katibe. One of the ways to challenge government action go say excesses of the government ngwetera soko bwati katibe. Onye gendo kere mamenja ne katiba you go to court abuno obotamero bweitobole bone karako these threats means ngaki the independence of the judiciary is compromised. Eki na ndo nyole these remarks are being made while there is a pending appeal. Serikali mete appeal ye decision ye housing levy. Bench ya Justice Majanja na Meoli na Lawrence Mugambi ba tebetenga ki housing levy is unconstitutional. The government has appealed. If you are saying onyo le president nero wane gotebanga ki ngabali mogo challenge ya court, it means nga those are intimidation and threats towards those judges ba go to decide the appeal. And even then in terms of independence of institutions and offices chire independent. Okio Mutata traveled to Kisii on the 19th day of December. On Tuesday. He came to Mosocho, akabeka AOB report. When abegete AOB report at Mosocho police station, Mosocho police station falls within Nyanjwa region ya Nyanjwa police station. Omosi PD no agotoka Nyanjwa. He was referred from Mosocho agende Nyanjwa chiko report that achiko make a statement yaro. When he got to Nyanjwa Omosi PD akaanga correct or take his statement. What does that mean? Omori on this TV emanating the independence of the police. The IG Inspector General go execute mandate ya independently. When you refuse to take a statement, you monto kotebanga my life is in danger. Ekiagera kara kotenga bantu bali bali ngeko onjanda kotini. Okio Mutata is a petitioner. So he felt that his life under threat. So when the police refused to take a statement, because a statement does not mean anything, we are taking this on record. Elindonye investigations chigo toka. Chimanyo correct?
Yetokonye ground.
Etokonye nganki yekolete. Na magoso na aro gostakolete. O mondo jire kobeka report. you have already made a decision in to take the report. That means independence of the police nero ne kotek ya very compromised.
To te na eba boire sword.
Eba boire sword to manyanga nkiya correct. Or they are being directed from elsewhere.
From this one.
From this one. Na and then to akwaneta about separation of powers. Separation of powers ne kentoke kwa allow checks and balances chatoka. Onye court onye bantu mbako kenda court ba challenge government excesses. The government will trample upon the people. Igoira eti policies chira nyanyaso mwananchi. Igoa karoko these remarks turate these are very unfortunate remarks.
Usidan wakinto ba de kyombekia NCIC, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. Egete ne rekobe. Kero gena kiera kwana mangana. Yare ko bana no mochumbo kwane to. Yare ko no monto kwane daya, monto rende ole insasi nini. Tango minyo kiusan, tango tuaro no yo so. Ekiombe kena kero kyo ustanga nechera. Ekiombe kero ki murai bu yanse ko se montorio le pasugorali kera kwana mangana bunaya. Baka bana to bo boire. Ere ekiombe kiko nyar kumukwan.
Korutare 16 paka boniga umurigeli Ndizi TV na wako totebinga lero na matuka itiranga 5. We have no statement from that body. Statement they about everything aki was utterances by the president bachi rebuke batebenga ki yaya itali direction to get correct ochikolire ringa ki ebyombe binde ebibitagere ko ba independent bitagere ko bwatia amangana yelichiko na kubwatia amangana bunayu onyoranga ki egento kiria basungo bakoteba it is a toothless dog. Because they cannot issue those statements as the office holders they are in support. Silence. Mangana buna yago toka na the institution yelibona buna NCIC takere kukwanira mangana ya transfers chinga bune jiga chikore ato engusana no buabo bonge mbarabu, and we have no statement from them. Their silence speaks volumes. Quarreled. Kira kwabone nkwane nene mono ekoro kinga maybe na barabu bakale kotebanga muraibu ense somolo moyu okale buno target. Yes.
Wesano manchu bone tora tanya kukwana mangana abrata to bona baraya bande karoto kirto kukwana. Ira bono rende na bono jeno muraibu ense kukwana li max village. Bono ababande. Mbali barasi to sebe Kenya kwanza bakwana abanaro je nonye no mugabana mo senator be county ya Nandi na Samson Jeregi na kwana dada abuna ebi gambiro na mina mbiro karaga ariko majibi gambiro sana chusiga lele ngirito ko siniria Sunday na baraibane bagana no mugabana be county ya county ya Sinigisho naro je bakwana na abadana ebi gambiro ebi bikargo egemea yani na inekine kerike kwa mereria serikali una ebago kena jarene osababe kachikotod eke kambero ngita keri ko chikotod
otakero eboliga bono tuli example bune ke housing levy no boene nga housing levy ye umwana inji nanyi itabete abuno otage to borani to borani buya kabisa ngaki amangana ya housing levy ye umwana inji nanyi itabete stakeholders ribare okora public participation ba chete gari bakapata iba minteke yaya this housing levy we must start also understanding that the proposal was actually at 3%. Ekaro ba gendra ba chiko kora consultations abantu abange batetenga nyerusio kwaral ni bagari ko nyerusio ro which was the popular view and what abantu bare ko tebanga it is a burden bakatebanga tie banyira ni 1.5 or employer ya contribute 1.5 no yo mwenye no contribute 1.5 still it is at that same 3% tuale kokana ekare ngenteke ko ikeke gambiro ekigambiro gyatagarare kine kiraroro the argument before the court nelinga ki why are we discriminating ekyagara abantu boka bako contribute to this housing levy bali informal employment and the people bali informal employment barabake informal sector neroro which forms the larger part of the population ya Kenya nkiga ko gara bona abantu abale formal employment bagwaka na housing levy this informal sector tali correct taliwa then the court decided no tabanga no mumanyibwa majikole o baguzi nerega that law is not a law even go apply evenly reasons na bajira runga kinga bana bantu babwate pay slip and all that but as the court made the ruling nelinga ki that housing levy is discriminatory. Bono nye kwa very dissatisfied. Tali yoko chaka kukashifu chikot na kochi ebi tisho whether as charge gathering whether as funeral gatherings. If you are dissatisfied with the decision or appeal. And if you are appealing a decision otagetoganye the end result of that appeal. You have 2 stages to appeal. They have gone to the Court of Appeal. There is another final step to the Supreme Court. But you cannot appeal and start threatening the judges. Which means independence of this judiciary, you are compromising it. Or threaten judges, or threaten litigants, or tapping about bako and this ebigambiru. Maybe Gambian. Nango Jurgos or Kimo, you on your colleagues. That is unfortunate.
Mangana Magomusana, the Trasoma Civil Toga, Torena, Eric Yokali, Muga, then a good morning to Mensa Capriton, Dorcas, no de Yumroberio, Salimia Wakili. Santana John Batino, Adime Yumroberia, then watching live from Nairobi, Kiambu County, then LGBTQ is contrary to God sodomizing the world. Soma Romans 1 to Jaka 24 mpaka 26 ya dena akaru kwa nego. Adena good morning Pretona Kema, I'm following the show live from Kisii Kigoji. Adena tokonya anango diban to moy amaya kabisa Teresa Kemta adena alime yumururi atubwa tibia sana asimambi ya aboniga. Asante sana. Ngara wadebana injetindo jasi kenyero jigoji bono tigaba kore bina roji. Inene birenga byaye arule asimambi ya wana era na taroji ngaitoroje aja wafanye venye wanataka kufanya. Na tena Merry Christmas ero ni Nixon magara kutoka Nyangusu ligena niko ndani kabisa na bali na mamrumu abo Chavez nokanda tena mno baturire tibia sana asimambi mno asante sana kero modeno mulimi yumuruberio asante kabisa na tena yumumanyo nyanjani ni gaturire ti aturire kabisa abaligeri bonsi na mwamunali esikuku ya marembe na omwako moya oyo mumanya ate akona sisi Brighton sawa ini ya producer nitamwambia baadaye. Good morning this TV kindly Wakili, what is the function of the knife given to the president?
Omoyubwe according to the president is symbolic that you uphold and protect ukolende katiba
tariko budora bana
ebinte bibirule bibere katiba emorae as actions and decisions yako make abe under the rule of the law. A sword is to protect katiba and a symbol of power ngakini njengere chinguru choko protect katiba taliyo ko butura teli na no ko butura chingi ni ko soko butura kende kyon
in America mondo ko wale sword
ai
somebody told bina America inda kwa une katiba ne bintu bya boxing ngala kwa urende ko lende
some documents na bintu binde biko lende se bali kwa but the sword is symbolism that is an instrument of power na enda kentota ketwe we have had presidents President William Ruto is not the first president to atwaltre but we have never had any remarks from Jomo Kenyatta. We have never had any remarks from the late president Moi and even Kibaki about using the sword. We know they have the power but they must exercise power under katiba.
Nara kubona mbori Wakili nebe buna serikali ni yekogosereria abantu boboe babemba ukwana.
Abo oyino boye na tebiri na boye riko.
Go silence abantu.
Enchire yamyo ko batenga we will deal with you. Oma yata naenda apa tebetenga I will deal with those crooks. Ebibago manyeta igo na go kanga abantu bako yande ko kupinga serikali bine bibago. Inga naende ninche correct take action.
Lakini Wakili
kunoko ko sererio kono
kiombe kinu kia Rosas of Kenya gikorawa ne president ino Ergiteuli ba ameriri ngani osiba amachiri ngani karo ba ameriri ba amachiri ngani tuma konyana aba Wakili mbaro bacholire pare abana siasa usikoliriya nabo konyara aba Wakili tinda mabaro kina weteni araba
abange nabo bale
nabawe gero jemba kwa walengo goje abantu bacholire asibiro awo ikitora International Assembly na the Senate abantu baraburende no naba Wakili bara no abanyori bro inki batari kwegera lichi kwikera limo wikabaira nana bakwira nagaiga asenseme ya independence ya judiciary to kubolikera ekero montatari affected you are infected
mbiya mono naende the LSK led by our president electe urimbate betenga chinkwane chiga ni go chirima minjaneli chiko naende karo chirima minjaneli chiko ni go chiroko goserio konene go chisegende gitwa tabiri go judicial independence boro libo likwa bodi ndinga ki aba Wakili abandi bare on the government side ngaki barabo batali kumanya mangana yiga aba wakili abaro on the government side go sibara chorire ga libunge it is an issue of choice omayete tali ngamba manyitinga independence of the judiciary neraro but when they seek to interpret the judiciary and we interpret this constitution or the law in a manner they go favor their side quarrel igo one of the things omayete when monta akogenda gotiana ko muwakili karo muwakili gotiani gugari the Supreme Court ngaki bono nkoboro muwakili you are being sworn to protect the rule of law to protect the constitution na machikando syakoreteki araroro igaba wakili abara on the side batali kumanyanga ki there is need to protect the independence of the judiciary ekiara this independence of the judiciary may affect even non abantu babo ekiara for example if you are in parliament you are representing the people if there are utterances and actions chikwandamine ekatiba you role yutogotomete gari yokurwanirira mwananchi no embunge karabago swear they also swear to protect the constitution kosebon karabago swear igo it will mean now ngaki the advocates balibona bataliko bagotoka ngabona ebagirite igoro yengane yu they are failing on their duty the one they swore to protect the constitution yeah
Mangana makongo sana kintetoro na Kenya ngakitusokozina ro then Fira Wakili amesema Wavana is a leader of transparency and accountability. I think for the remaining years county yetu kupiga hatua maendeleo then county ya Kisii ikichukua amagendero kuchibosio na then Ongori Wakili ingekogera Margaret Nyakango nera kumnyaki umono yo na independence of this nation niko chigende koba compromise ningekogera kumnyokiwa ikemete ingere court ndoja kwa na mono lakini
nabotoko kera
bwana na tobona ki oruja bantu ba korokorobekana county ya Nyamira badana haya na dia kumnyaki muswatu mono
Margaret Nyakango na ande nabotura isiko chikoteba ni buya toteba no murigerio on Ndizi TV until recently ekara chaka kubwatwa until recently ekara chaka koteba nga the government is spending bobe abantu bange mbamanyite Margaret Nyakango so buna bwoboya egento kiagereta abantu bono bamanyire Margaret Nyakango ngeringa ki number 1 ekero aroche bono ngaki as the control of budget that the government is spending ne budget yabo ego spend beyond the budget ego saba supplementary budgets chibesa abantu bakogenda isiko yense kuna bono there is a session naro chale ko present before the National Assembly ale ko tebanga ki abantu bakogenda siko ngane they want to improve go some benchmarking ibintu bunebyo but we have no report of what they have gained ekoro bagocha abantu bago travel ne president abantu bago travel na leadership go chisiko yense they are not giving value ekoro Margaret Nyakanga chaka ko highlight the excesses chia serikali yega in terms of expenditure na lituacha akakumumanya otherwise ntu akalete ntu amumanya ige minute ngaki whatever problems Margaret Nyakanga go face boniga is because the evidence ngaki yaya obugirie sirimbi ngaya ibintu ngo sira minto chiachire chiabagoire bono iri na lituacha akakonyora Margaret Nyakanga chagira koraki komochigo na ende bono the arrest of Margaret Nyakanga ebi intako bachaji digoseba agukagirwa gukora na mangana akoregate before Nyakango asoana no bisiye kwarori baka mangana ago happen even before 2016 kara taraba control of budget inkie minute ngaki mbaji kurigiria Nyakango yunga kitoko mokora baji kurigiria mangana ndonsi bara momochie during her tenure as control of budget mangana takore taiyo let us go back to the history igege ntonda atebe inje igabuna Ongori Wakili this is a fishing expedition ebatagete ko liyenchere yo komo kick out because she's raising alarm ngebi ntonko kogenda bire bogeko eyune arenjira yo katora explain okomnyoki kwa Nyakango
Wezano wakina takatokorengane ya independence of institution kere yale ngendi take kianere gendete Kenya kere kiro mo Kenya we no bwoba niko toko so nyumba tukiroro ngo tumaje kwantu juri nsema ya road safety kurende kana todara kora Wakili ntubata Anthony General tubate Solicitor General abare bakuri tax ya bakenya usiba kuri jiwa ya bakenya tubeke tax yandu any tax by the way
yeah tax kuzo na to wakana na rego jiaji ko salaries
yorona bwate bishop boyo ma ante betibuna Kenya priority eroro ni gotoko priority ntura set right ate tena umuntu ikora mwigoti makumagajire nyumba bishop bina bande betsana igorandina to boja monde nyumba karinjara monde na umbo isiko mwigoti kabisa na bakora arandonzi lakini bono Kenya priority na bakwa kaje nyomba bantu bataigote.
I will agree with the bishop. Tubwate ngo tokoroka nga hierarchy of needs. Hierarchy of needs ngelinga ki amagani nara ria takire kuikira ni mapema ayanda amanye kubwati. Tubwate bintu bire tokoroka nga basic needs. Bitu ale gosoma ga very basic things. Food, shelter, quarter clothing. Ekero ko rank these needs. Nkunga kyura chiranga. No chakere shelter.
Yeah, do chakere.
Oi ko chakere food.
Negen.
O je clothing ngakyo ko eboy. Ekero kwa igotire kwa eboyiri omanya ko ranga yoko so. Kwara. So I will agree with the bishop.
Bana ke tokia gina jira ba ntuba tanto general na sort general abako bana ba na ba advice ba advice murabensi. To murabensi ako na buna esword. Ndote na wana babo ndeba muturi just muturi bakirete babo sada ke mose bakirete ikaba ku advice se no na bana yona monto ta muraita wa advice.
Mbia mono na ende celiboli muralia. We na nenda beta ke toligerelinga ki even no ne process yoko chora banta bu the attorney general, the solicitor general. What process was used? No na baraia bange bali no cabinet secretaries, no PSS na banta bange no those proposed CSS bali ba secretary tusikone court. Oligereli serikali ya Kenya kwanza the way ego chora abantu bagotura. It is not merit based. Merit ne linga ki o isanerete. Ogwenerete asichinse mochonsi ege ntege tanga ni this Kenya kwanza government yeko ebolinga linga ki omonto na linga na into which is abantu badekana agiunga ki onye nkwa linga na nje to correct to kwa ukero. But at the end of the day we are sacrificing proper and efficient service delivery at the expense of friendship and political cronies. Reward political friends. At the end of the day service delivery ili mondata kireko kora was a mandate ili kireko discharge yabe on the back side so that considerations towards you being appointed as an attorney general or a solicitor general are not whether nonya aregasi was no bwata integrity ege ntoke ko iraki pa ombele ngelinga ki are you close to power are you associated politically to this power echiko miniga if we are associated politically na under the basis yoko chorwa is to reward a political friend. This political friend will not raise alarm. It means that their advisory role taken by the Attorney General and the Solicitor General as assistant Attorney General is now on the backside because these are political rewards. No monto bunere kawaida to kuroma kwa pako kuliko kuragi.
Na maene. Wakini toko rara kini numete karatoko chamba mangana yangora bindone bike toko gatwenyo ratwa chamba no monju buri manya. Wakire karo murabensa kwa no santo kwa remarks bine igori sword. Etoma ko reflect na ekaro asumiro moja wa Kenya barokora okorobekana police brutality njade bekate njale ngorro ebintu bindi bikora bitarenge bya mpaka asumiro abandi bakobwa namuna ibona kira kwa nayo toma kubwata na mangana ya police brutality eba sigari abanyanyi barabunga ibakoba ne yaneta kiriko ba independence yase mangana buna karoje sword gobana karometu kwa ajiri sword na mangana police brutality ngikere yaba ngakiro jingane
engane yuna bekoro kibuya kabisa na ndo muntu na rocho kumurike yo mogoteba ngaki. Let us look at the history Yomuraibwins. None karata abo Muraibwins. During his 10 years as deputy president, alikuwa na lazima likiyo kwa tabanga ki we had mysterious deaths, mysterious disappearances. We had issues of police brutality. Tali no ane regime yoka ya eboni kaya even in the previous regime we had force being used on people bago demonstrate. Demonstration and picketing and complaining and presenting petitions which serikali or government offices is a right ule so mwana inchi. Na enda uligere mono njoma tangora tebandika. The excuse of the government all the time there is violence and we were trying to protect property and protect the lives of people. But originally, there was one time in 2018 when we had a million march. Kojese swearing in, a mock swearing the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. During that time, we had the CS Matiang'i Rolenge CS. When the CS decided to withdraw police from that function, abantu bakamarch to Uhuru Park kujokora swearing ceremony. Was there violence?
No.
violence here gocha immediately the police are introduced. And the police have proved not to be independent. They are taking instructions from elsewhere. So I karotoko chukomaj this history yo morai bwense na the remarks by ngana chatu myomo yuko kora mangananda ayo atebira taliko Kenya chingeni. We now get a clear picture that this is a person who is ready to use force. And use egendo tokoro kase kikatiba na kisheria extrajudicial means. Yani chinchira chitaliye se katiba, chinchira chitaliye se Richiko, kuenshuange agenda ya yakorekani. Otakeire nkarole morai bwense, otumie Richiko wikirani agenda yao.
Wakili tokore bano kurwabo, ngegara ekaro morai bwense akwana bunege tokiri usema ndako mekiri max gite chimbe Kenya narodi. Apa Kenya baba bajingo bisana. Apa Kenya bate manyite na baro bitute manyite bose ito kwenyo. Apa Kenya kana ngora keresa wagi.
The politics. The field of politics nebu ata mangana mange sana. Omonto le omufuasi. Obufuasi bone erenga bona aba Kenya batagete bago tunyo monto blindly. Omonto rabo nyore gento buna bone housing level. Actually na ndengo chana njina ko no na ego ku. No manye tenga nkonyoro ru monto ko tebanga serikali kuiketo taxi elinde enyore chibesa ko legas. Lakini monto yo kumubolinga kia tata bono nkibono ku benefit from these taxes. Omanye there is no problem no roche world over there is no problem in taxing people. But if you tax people and give service, people will not mbago twara mochando de bwensi. Tonyore nga taxi eko imogri taxi guru. Moino gaiga nyagita alimbosa, moino gaiga education imbosa. Kwarot moino gaiga chipare chiriboronge, moino gaiga all amenities chira accessible. Kwarot people mbago chande kaba tenga ki chibese chinindu siu gaiga say tax moino gaiga nkonyorande sa services. Expenses, cost of living means so the problem is not even the tax. The problem is that this tax and even funds created by this regime watches for other purposes other than service delivery, which is someone. And
now then, good morning, Wakili. I love your contribution and information on matters of law. You are very positive on Governor Simba. You are very negative on the president for the word go. Don't you think you openly sided? You have few. Hote abuna ase Simba to atebana 7.5. Lakini ase morai bwense na eto amosunyuntire sana.
Morai bwense dali nje bweka ngomosunyunta. No.
Maybe vile bana mede.
Omanye their policies.
Tara kwa na sword.
Their policies. We can't saying nje tu atebiri ngo morai Simba mbu yako kolegasi yaye. Ngabona to chake goto ye president for saying ngangu tumiyale sword ko kolegasi. We are looking at these situations and we are saying aki abantu nkolera bali. Oyo boli abu asale abantu nkolera bali igoro ya these taxations abantu nkolera bali igoro ya these complaints tokore is against the national government naende abu asale naganie abantu bachallenge serikali for good governance ekyagiroma etaboliri. One of the reasons why people challenge the government through legal actions provided for the law is to make governance better. Naende as a person I believe in any institution, the best way to make a system work is to challenge it and seeing a kio correct, a kiko work. Elindo manyanga iganko work here go correct. So all actions Chiko put, for example, the cases before court. Chiko challenge the national government on a few issues here and there. Those things are not meant they are saying yes, we want to go ahead to Sukemoto in terms of development and progress, but let us do so within the law.
Pesa no mancho bende Ndizi to akwani na mangana bela to anna abuto ko suko jibostora algeriba no igora about road safety na takana wakira devina igoro yeji pale chaba jigo kwano isiko dirne me baskane menge e okoragana chinga gichi Christmas kusenga kemega lakini kontora tena njiro koragana nchano ngora kanere meti chano February kirmo ngonya tuanyo accident yinga tuaroje michukiro ya lengoro lakini mora kal tuar kuriya mangana no ina wanyimbe karwar ko kwana ritkire koro Inspector General Police karwar ko kwana tena babe krimeru uri sigoro mo wasiri bobo sombi bo mangana den mangana jipara kibujuba muruko manera den merubiri ya bekiro lakato kore rondiani asabantu ba siti obogi mabange nalisa kaya tena nkobekere bito para ko kwalereki michukironchi alengoro natakwa kira tena amajika yaro road safety na haroro naningi kwire na para igaiga Zandi na babortiri bona gatiyo morondi entereba conductor umwapiria n'umunyanyi bori ngoko moja si accident. Narona nonye no inspector police otebrina nabasigari batureniwe mna kibao kanya ngamangana yijiro accident. Nale bona inchibie ko manyana emosigari nere entereba amajika ya bwati unakirata kwa kira la devina na ki road safety ekuriria sinsito ya Kenya simambia wakiri mangana road safety dichi control iko to guide about this road safety sinsito ya Kenya
mbia mono taraji kukwana igurili chiko liko to guide about road safety mbia are kura ligeli some statistics chira aroro chiko toro kyanga this road safety ngana ya mangana ya obosombia para ni gale a challenge enene. One, we have the World Health Organization gotebanga aso mwaka world over 1.35 million people ngosira bale wetera mebasa kana yepara naende abu 1.3 million bagosira omwaka kero mwaka abantu 50 million all over the world nkonyora bale injuries chingoma abona bali batali gosira naende gento kende gegotebunkelinga asa abantu babwate myaka 5 mpaka 29 5 to 29 years the highest cause of death yogo sira kwa abantu bale myaka eyo ne amangana yo mechande gotoka se para through accidents naende ekarokuriria amangana ye para this effect ya abantu abagosira abantu bande konyora chingoma ego place ngo tokorokanga a very great socio-economic challenge as a societies ikiara bona nyora for example ko so monto osirire omonto na roringe the breadwinner osirire se para abantu bae ngai bakoge socially and economically nko nyora kanere ngaki we are going back economically karo kugiri now from the economic side social and economic side nini ngaki onyo moy bolio sira abana ngotigara bali batakole tiki bachande gete breadwinner yigonye yarenga for example buna bono lento ko kwanira mangana yebango ne bintu binebi government will not get tax yekiara bona abantu bagaste go itu asechipara so socio economically ngo place here a very big challenge asense ekartoko cha Kenya gaiga na botna arto koranga ki vise binge bya mangana ya para me baso kano ye para niko bigenda ta kobek ebinge kwa boli ngari chikondiro diliko dilna mangana ye me baso kona para go se yo kugayana amangana road safety ntobo the traffic act cap 403 of the laws of Kenya nere gukwanira igoro ya mangana road safety nenjiro ko gandi gali para nenjiro ko tara para buno mwana inchi nenjiro onde bwensi road users bago tumeke para no ego correct ne gotoka under the traffic act ntobugata now guidelines and codes una bono ntobugata the highway code iyo go prescribe ngaki otagere koba onye no muntu ko gandi gali no muntu ko gandi nyange onye no muntu ko tara ngaki atagere go kwebeka asepara but bono naende karogo chikoriri ngane yiga ya road safety ntobugata mangana abere gaiga number 1 tobugata lichiko lindaro do rende ngote batole by now ngaki there are reforms tagere ko karaki ko be ku to those laws elinde chiteme ko karaki ko punguza road accidents nime basoka ne gotoke se asepara and then on the other side ntobugate adherence to the law okubwati kweli chiko kwarod amangana na berale gap lichiko linyana ndiraro code zinjiro the highway code neraro ntobugate on the other side adherence bona abantu abayiga bakogava ni unelichikeli nkobugati bale lichike amangana yabere naro abeire omochando monene abantu abayiga batakiri kubugati lichiko mbamanye lichike kwarod nonye bali manyete ngoli bwati bali onya mangana naroro rago chayu mono na mangana traffic laws
naraja iro
bantu bali go take serious mangana ya traffic laws nkwate bango muliri omona abolinga ne conduct go blame the driver no ne passenger ne pedestrian go sino monya nyimbo amangana yobo kurumia se transport sector ni gale very rampant kwarali adherence yeli chiko yoko bwadiri chiko abantu they pay not to follow the law one for instance boni ngako linende gali go chikisi Kilgoris ona Gusii ga andons no banga Nyamira ngolina go Nyamira one of the health guidelines chide under the highway code is that you should be able to put on a safety belt
ne capacity ga
minto onye muri abantu bane mayaga yegai kero monto no ndabinga nabe ke safety belt
beyo
Mogo ikase roadblock. Motene ni ngamba ne muri mai. Ngaki momanye tamangana yokopa. Moskali yako ugento kiaye. Abantu bakoraki. Igari yaita.
No incapacity.
Ekaronkora atara chipale chino inu abakenya muri na abagusi munkorra muri. Aba nyanyimbo nkoligire bale screen korra gose license mbuyere.
Hakuna.
Asali grade no koboko gwe contact nga yo korte ngai coverta. Paro. Igo amangana ale gabu ntubwata lijiko. Ntubwata okolibwa ati. Now the problem here orro no gotabwata lijiko. Egento kenande nkeronkora boli no ne bina mbere nkora akora mboli no na maboli ese code. Aso mondoli gotare para. Inside kyota kiri gotare para. A pedestrian. Abantu baitumba manyete. A pedestrian. Egari etakere go keep left. That is one of the codes the rule of the road in Kenya.
Yeah.
The rule of the road in Kenya is that egari should keep left hand. One exception neruraro unless overtaking. And if you are overtaking, you overtake using the right side. And if you are overtaking using the right side, you must ensure the road is clear. It's clear from the other side.
Is it clear or safe?
Yani clear is still
gross na yako safe. Monte gross na yako safe.
One of the people ba nyolru muchando mono bona barundi be pikipiki. Kwanya korora bantu baito no mogo tulikira no ujumbe ga moto te. Ngaye pikipiki chinyinge chi overtake good. Is from the left. Warod. So amachiko naro. Lakini okubwata na kole mechanda.
None simbo jisaini.
Saini chire para, nchiriko correct, nchiriko bwatu. Another thing, a pedestrian, umuntu oli gotara.
Yagweta.
Ngayagweta. Abantu bantu ma muga kana na ko nyako gosoli nere, ali emenuaga ali nyama ache ko chirogoro. Agante inga mana nje manyete umuntu takere go keep left. Nkamote bi gali nere go keep left. Di chiko. Otakire ko walk. Asokorra oncoming traffic. A pedestrian, a pedestrian, you must always keep right. A pedestrian.
Right.
A carora on the right side.
Move the opposite with the field.
Otagetora chico. Lakini abantu ngaiba go keep left bunegari. Bona chigari chikurma. That is recklessness. You got the challenge to put road safety.
You want that to mna bara vijana chiga iguale.
Those are reasons. Those are some of the questions in Kobodi. A pedestrian should keep right, should not move together with the traffic. Keep left. That kind of challenge. So the challenge is Yoko kaya na mangana road safety. Yo wenshuwa ngaki para nere safe abantu baitongo road users bakorete mbuya bago tumie para. But adherence also kubwatia Richiko na the greatest challenge. That is why no yambona kariko gotomo CS Murukomeni akwana. In Nairobi as we speak we have a pilot program. A pilot program whereby more than 400 cameras program nere kwa intelligent traffic system. Cameras chibekire all over junctions within Nairobi koligeri adherence to the law. Motorists bali bako gende chikali chikapche offenses. Pedestrians bali bagweta ase careless rise para. Unabona for example stobwate footbridge yete flyover. Ekero kwa road se flyover kwa nyakorora abantu bagweta inse se flyover batigete flyover iko. That is an offense. So adherence to the law as much as amangana road safety. A problem to is adherence to the law. Onye Richiko liko bwatiwa kangabona ntobwate reduction ya fatal accidents ya injuries abantu bakoraki bakonyora.
Wakili ngo involve Richikeli libwatiwe ekaro mosigari abimetoka bokwe conductor atarigere tikero lago sin
osino ne license nere
zero tamai imenga kyandu bachandegete ngobono ko involve dijige ekari ko bodian 14 ekero to korali ali mo waska no be kwa una 20 to barengi ikono weta anto barenga betane tio
ange saba plus 8 kwanza
ngobono utakere kubwatwa enforcement ko enforce dijige kwanza
enforcement yelichiko leader yonsi ko done by the executive arm of government. Executive arm of government nebwate apparatus here including police officers, for example institutions like the National Transport and Safety Authority NTSA. Those are enforcing agencies back when enforce Richiko ya mangana traffic. But now the problem is enforcement yega ya bere ya nyoljo bokurumi bwa soirika. Ekiagero monto lio takere ko enforce is doing a tokoro kanga ki is closing an eye, blind eye, which is a violation yelichiko. Almost kali karate ni gali kritio ko boko gwe conductor. Na ma edenga tayari abantu. Kwanza na boko nyora abantu bandi basukunai.
Na ma.
Gosoko nyoro mo conductor no mutu bwe kaso yatiga. Egento yo kaira nitiga ma ganoko. Noko boko elinde aya li muskali. Bes. So the enforcing agencies batwalire a problem due to corruption. That is why this program bono project ye bago propose na ndege ndate ko koleru piloting. Cameras chirichiko chakabekwa all over the country na boni bago they will put them in Nairobi and the northern corridor yure Mombasa Malaba. Those cameras chirichiko chakabaro onye go kobuna lichiko. They will administer instant fines.
Banyanyimbo barbar.
Banyanyimbo wano troje they are failing. It's not effective. Kobeka banyanyimbo kolienda. Yeah, very effective. No, ligero chinsa chinda for example if you look at developed countries, amangana yoko buna traffic offenses. Omonta akwa ticket. Karuna kwa buna ticket kuna kwa nyori kanene cost. Immediately okwa fine instant.
Lakini wakili ngwe kana neboli chibie kabono monto rende timenze ngwe kana neboli boniga buna boniga umuwasiri gosena onye no muraibu ensati kama ngana yesuodi barali batebena bojakira boniga egali kubuli abantu 14 capacity ebogoli 14 entere bebe uniform na badede ne correct bebe uniform e capacity ni sani na 14 ekarona karongoro Kisii kwenda Nakuru ekare gali kubuli capacity kubuli ile abantu 14 tuikana sana tuasie kumara contact detail. Lakini short distance yeye mko yana lakini muraini wense osomondo osense osemo kwasi arate naboni garali atena gali ndio yose kubuli abantu 14 yebuli 14 ngendenga
kwa buya and we have an example kere moyo taligendo toko chikuliande
kire matero kwa
minister Michuki garali ngaro agatebe seat belts ukajitoka chikali nchabe kete seat belts ige problem in vanta bago buna for example CS and the seriousness and willingness to enforce nere challenge when Michuki atabetenga ki 14 seater abantu 14 emechibi oikokoreki oikosibe ekondakita goiketware uniform nekerogia ya sago ikaransa driver goiketware uniform amangana aina abete gostabet akaba buya kabisa naenda another thing utakire kurigereri umuligeri on Ndizi TV no na yekero kwa bere buna no Nairobi Nairobi ekero ko enda koline chigali nkoruru monto gotebunga sukama yaga bungu sukabali mbali gosuka mbali ngaba ko buli patatu mayagonye nini sani yali iko still even in Nairobi still alibona se igabi ntebimpiga ndatanga ki 14 sitango bogolire 14 people in Nairobi ekero bali within ekero baona baligereiri ekero ba enforcement yakolere properly egente kina bagegweke yego ikirani but in ayabuno omondo muno Kenya buno muligereri on Ndizi TV ama tukali ngayo manyane kwa nyalire gali kere 14 sita kwangire ko soim
mondo agoswa
nkwango uri goso ko tebanga nga inko bugatir nga sinko bugatir
mbwangone
omuntu ko tayima sukama ya ngabere bane maya gabo there is also an initiative and a role ya road users including omwananchi as enforcement enforcement gate go tokanga ne gento tokoroka one bullet approach ngane na serikali yokera enforce ekero ko nyori gali kominyokigu excessive speed ngo complain yore ngo boli bali omuntu ndakotenga tata ayo onye gutagetoga ende ngora ligie ore gari yao ndumba ngotore onye ko teba mangana ngabuna ayu ntundo correct ndokonya. There was a very unfortunate case kia beta bwango iga omwana na roro siri tatu mwabo karo mwana yari ku explain na bata betenga ki abantu bata betenga yaya you are over speeding ise gari
badena agira ngorombo
toire ngora na igwete those please ekiagera abantu bono be bametenga ki na ichine chinkwa abantu bono speak gari bata benga yaya
mbogo yaya
speed ye yoko genda nere teni gari toik. That is part of enforcement. It is something gekubwatiranwa te ko ba one sided inga ne serikali yo kere enforce mangana yiga iko willingness na mwana engineer kuliringa ki aye usalama yago monyene umete personal safety nero
is important.
It's your responsibility. For instance, one of the highway code provisions rules you got ki you can't drink and drive. Correct. Personal responsibility nga ki I have had one too many tiga umuntu ndagendiga agendiga mbalenga bakunywa maliogo. One of the highway codes eko ki you cannot use medication eko cause drowsiness na endoga ndiga mbalenga bakutumia maliogo na ande bagendiga
abange.
So it is a something
kere na bakorabia
nga kwanze gali ne manyeteka you see some of the things ngiringa ki abante ba wasium na ande ba expose. So the issue of yamangana road safety teli issue tora tebe more of Richiko ama chiko na botoko nya rosia maya unabona this proposed laws chiko toka ngaki surveillance cameras nchita kere kobekeru a legal policy and framework yo wenshwa ngaki fine sinko bachire instant watu mirwe fine ss miyago osekero tateko chiko ni license kwanyora no agree fine wate ngaka ne fine kwanza umanye kore ni ugosene license kwaro echikobo yabantu ngaki yaya nguchiko kora gento kete tali buronge ngo jeopardizing the safety yabantu asichipara na and not only that if I nero instant
wakinara nero wate abuna chiga chinyinge chiko kora batatu niko jire jabanya nyimbo gose ityabanta barne yobono na kieko gerana nande eba kubideli e conduct and teraba wikaba bara tere chibese maro
no boene abantu mbaro roba soiri enforcement officers mbaro ba soiri ase biasara byo gukora amangana yo gukora bosombi but tega ni ko banga bone ine are chanzo yo gukora yo kubuna majiko ya apara ekiagaro no ane elio na gote be that example we have where amangana ya para alenge buyapi abantu bako ku enforcers be bamangana Richiko mbabwate biasara ebi mbabwate. Another thing nande tutagete ko nyira ni no moligereria aba okubwate Richiko ngobwate mechande mene during the covid era ngaki amachika paraling chiga abantu balenga bale kubuguli umuntu yo mekone side no yo de kone side abantu baito ngoso abalenge gari mbate batoireka ngoso kabisa abange ngoso abali. So sometimes again
badana tiatuke kaba
again kana to ikenya sayo gutokora nyasaya ngukorenda ale nturakana but are you willing to adhere to the law? Okubwati Richiko na kule problem asama ngana road safety amachiko naro
abisana wakili sali birbito ndoje biari natakoro bosembo bo mwero oganiria wante Christmas ya matukana tutugareti tonyora nande kero Christmas keri waniria ndo bere Christmas badene ne Christmas kia kiarende bano tonyo de Christmas kero kingero bishop na dede mangana yora mang sana yaiga go tumirande orali gerilia tete na bana era tete no note you are not going other direction until him to be a change ate tena karwa ba Israeli ba tetuguna ba kama toboli badari kwa kwa maraba ande barusie bango against deribui ande tena ngozana abasere bano temuna akama toboli magia ngapa kaisa kwa kwa rescue ebusembo bombo
omoralia kwa ngaire challenge yana nje personally I don't celebrate Christmas Kiagara bono navera vera kongulende ko kanelio monte Christmas iki.
You don't celebrate Christmas?
I don't celebrate it. Injege ntonda kanelio moligerio Ndizi TV.
That's nice.
Nechinga kichingia. Naende mosabere ngomone ne tikanja tutambo kyo mwaka. Ege ntongo celebrate ne karonya saya ngairo mwaka ndo muya. Kiagara ayanda ara toka ko celebrate digaiga. Actually, if I speak now from a personal standpoint, tabu at any basis even in the Bible. Aina mangana tora kwani ngakiende ntape. There is no basis for celebration of Christmas, yes, as a Biblia. Lakini rende korosi manda si abira tato na konyu abana banyu manda ba no enkende gaiga. banyanyero none ngoko banyumusuri taringa nambe iko nabaganirie chingakichingia na ari nyasaye tigatubwate tutambo ko mwako muyumuya
yes ano mwanju muri Ndizi TV na nara odena Wakili, you are as fairly eloquent and articulate
mbia mono
kwa gerire na nyorirwe asinare gochi.
Thank you so much.
I have been enlightened. Philip Sani Kurugasimu. Then poro mwaga na watu wakonyori sabali yao na bogoika na sani na manyite pano nyora bina kubwate ga ya safety mpaka sogoika na kutumeka matatu wana lende tebyo montapo ngose mweno omwelio engoikole pia bana sonmensi mwaba imeyo moroberio nene bwensa ke story ngase kingese Q1 subweri chiko ele tugera misi na batoko ra igwende twara semia biratuto karo Wakili wa je studio ase itukele ngoma tona chochi na Wakili chochi mara wa kuma leo tajiti lakini karoje iraliga yo manyana lichiko ndiratenena baba tusemi kira lituko Wakira mbiemono anko kanale Christmas sikia bakire mapiko benatore ase bwatoke Free Friday ikerende ngakitokora igasiero ikekorwe erinde nerunade gotwa machani twaro bulirubia Wakina na kukanirie litukurigia asoko endemermo site ya benaye etumirane ande angikande chosho utanarenge producer tone kuna mali chibicha goje ira senjera bene kwenda somurubini otoko bana Dorcas kema akadoko leta kuzakirisa 12 paka chinsizito leo tuwaitandi ibere igaiga salinde yebiro byatonyora sindakinde twa tuesemiria mange twaro bulirubia imeande Steven Rwansubusi na botamberiane Brighton Makori.